Hello race fans, and welcome to another racing video. Today we're going to bring you 4 heats of 360s, a very good A feature race for Focus Midgets, and the A feature race for the Summer Thunder Series. Thanks for joining us. And here we go with Heat 1 racing action in your 360s. As they come off of turn 2, it's the 33 of Colton Heath being given chase by Jason Sowald in the 18. Chance Crum goes high coming out of turn 4, and he solidly takes over the 3rd spot in the 8R. Trevor Cook in the 22X in 4th. And it's still a pretty dry, slick track. There's a bit of a challenge going on for 4th place between Trevor Cook and Mike Bollinger. Trevor Cook, however, holds Bollinger off. Yeah, Luke Didiak and Mike Bollinger having a bit of a tussle right there, but Mike Bollinger turns around and holds Luke Didiak off. Luke Didiak in the 9A, and he's in the 6th spot. Meanwhile, up front, it's all Colton Heath being chased by Jason Sowald. And as this one winds down, Colton Heath will take the win in the 33. Jason Sowald will take the 2nd spot in the 18. Chance Crum in the 3rd spot in the 8R. Trevor Cook in the 4th spot in the 22X. In the 5th spot is the 73 of Mike Bollinger, and in the 6th spot the 9A of Luke and Didiak. And in Heat 2 racing action, Fisher brings him to the line. Flag flies, we're racing. Eric Fisher makes good his pole as he takes over the point on the opening lap. Eric Fisher in the number 59. Jared Peterson gets around Lance Sargent in turns 3 and 4, takes over the 2nd spot. Jared Peterson in the 8P. Lance Sargent in that black and yellow trimmed car in the 33 is in the 3rd spot. Chase Getz following closely on Lance Sargent, but he's not really making much of a threat. In the 5th spot is 4B of Cale Brook, and in the 6th spot is the 54 of Chris Oakes. And as this one winds down, your winner is going to be the 59 of Eric Fisher. In the 2nd spot is the 8P of Jared Peterson. In the 3rd spot is the 33 of Lance Sargent. In the 4th spot, the 91 of Chase Getz. In the 5th spot, the 4B of Cale Brook. And in the 6th spot, the 54 of Chris Oakes. And in your final heat race for your 360s, I hit the chalk. We're racing. And taking over the point on the first lap is the number 8 car of Dave Borden. Garen Linder and Greg Hamilton having a tussle there for the 2nd spot. Garen Linder able to hold on to the 2nd spot is the 23 car of Garrett Meklis. He gets it wrong coming out of turns 4, but he gathers it up, no caution. So we continue to race with the number 8 of Dave Borden showing the way, being chased by the 22 of Garen Linder. In the 3rd spot, Greg Hamilton in the number 96. In the 4th spot, the 17 of Cam Smith. And the 98 of Matt Jensen holds on to the 5th spot. As this one winds down, your winner in Heat 3 is the 8 car of Dave Borden. In the 2nd spot, the 22 of Garen Linder. In the 3rd spot, the 96 of Greg Hamilton. In the 5th spot, the 98 of Matt Jensen. In the 6th spot, the 23 of Garrick McGlass. And in the 7th spot, the number 57, Bud Ash, who was not able to answer the call. And here we go with your B main for your Focus Ford Midgets. Green flag flies and we're racing. There's going to be some close racing here in the pack. Up front, it's the 16 of Nick Larson. He takes the point on lap 1. The 04 car of Matt Loving is in the 2nd spot, and 24 Nick Evans is in the 3rd spot, and in the 4th spot, the number 39 of Dave Mills. And Dave Mills gets it wrong coming out of turn 2, gets it sideways, slides across the track in front of traffic, fortunately does not collect anyone, gets the car collecting, gets it going, and no yellow. Good job on part of Dave Mills to not bring out the yellow. So the B main is going to be your winner, the number 16 of Nick Larson. In the 2nd spot, the 04 of Matt Loving. In the 3rd spot, the 24 of Nick Evans. In the 4th spot, the 9S of Sawyer Lynn. In the 5th spot, the 92T of Katie Jackson. And in the 6th spot, the number 5 of A.J. Fugit. Alright, race fans, here we go with the A feature of the Summer Thunder Series. We've got 18 cars. And enjoy the 4 wide salute to the fans. This promises to be a good one. Slow-paced Lance Sargent on the pole. Jason Sowald on the outside. They hit the chalk. The green flag flies. We're racing in your 360A feature main event. Skagit Speedway Summer Thunder Series. And it's a drag race down the backside with Jason Sowald winning it as he works the high side and takes over point after lap 1. The rest of the field follows. Lance Sargent in the 2nd spot. Greg Hamilton up on the high side. Garen Linder down on the low side. Greg Hamilton now with a slide job on Lance Sargent. Makes it stick. Greg Hamilton moves into the 2nd spot. Lance Sargent in the 3rd spot. Garen Linder in the 4th spot. And the rest of the field giving chase. Oh, Jason Sowald on point. He's looking fast. However, we just got a pass there. Garen Linder got underneath. Lance Sargent moves into the 3rd spot. Lance Sargent now in the 4th spot.
Reese gets cutting over the berm there a little bit, trying to gain an advantage. And that quickly, your leader, Jason Sowald, has caught the rear of the field. Jason working on the high side, trying to get around that 23. Slows him down a bit, gives an opportunity for Greg Hamilton to close in. Sowald on the high side. Lap traffic definitely beginning to become a factor in this race already. Hamilton clears the first of the trailers, goes down low on the second one. Sowald is running a very quick pace, but Greg Hamilton and Darren Linder are not letting him out of their sight. And now we've got traffic all the way around the track. And you can see that Sowald, he's holding on to that lead, but with about a 6-car advantage over Greg Hamilton. Greg Hamilton now close up sharply on to Jason Sowald. Tries the high side, has to whoa up a bit, but still maintains his momentum. Both Sowald and Hamilton running the cushion. It's a long way around the track, but for these two guys, it seems to be the fast way. Darren Linder continues to run in that third spot. Now we see Jared Peterson in the 8P as he gets around Lance Sargent, moves into the 4th spot. We've got cars all over the track. Constant traffic now for your leaders. Sowald, Hamilton, Linder, and Jared Peterson in that order. Sowald working traffic. Hamilton continues to work the high side, work that cushion, as does Sowald in turns 3 and 4. Sowald going through 1 and 2 about mid-track. Whoa, Sowald goes down low to get underneath to try a slide job on a slower car. Almost has contact. Pulls off the same maneuver in turns 1 and 2 and makes it stick. Hamilton now on the low side trying to get around lap traffic. Linder now closes in on Hamilton. And now suddenly coming into the picture is Colton Heath as he's moved up into the 6th position. Sowald continues this very quick pace as Hamilton uses the cushion, gets around on the outside. And we have contact between Sowald and Greg Hamilton. And Hamilton gets the worst of that deal. Hamilton tried to squeeze before the front stretch wall and Jason Sowald. And there was contact between Sowald and Hamilton clipped the wall, and as you can see, took the right front right off that car. Following the caution, single file restart, and we've got a whole bunch of cars that are getting themselves turned around and twisted around coming out of turns 2, and that's Cam Smith that's got it stopped dead in the middle of the track. Fortunately, nobody worse for that one. A little bit of contact, a little bit of jostling, but all cars able to restart. Sowald, Linder, Jared Peterson in that order. Colton Heath now, it's difficult to see, but he's up on the high side and he's moved himself into the 4th spot. Your running order: Jason Sowald, who's led every lap of this race, now running second. The 22 is Garen Linder. Running in the third spot is the 8P of Jared Peterson. Running in the fourth spot is the 33 of Colton Heath. And having moved into the fifth spot is the 91 of Chase Getz, who's having himself a good run. Garen Linder is quick, but he just can't close that gap between himself and your leader, Jason Sowald. Once again, we've got cars all over the track, and now Jared Peterson looks to get underneath Garen Linder. Out of turn 2, Linder shuts the door, out accelerates him down the backstretch. As Sowald, your leader, continues to work traffic, Linder now puts a bit of a gap over Jared Peterson. Sowald pretty much running the high line this whole race. Linder also choosing that high line. And just as I say that, Sowald goes down low in turns 3 and 4. Scrubs off a little bit of speed. Linder now is within about 3 car lengths of Sowald. Whoa, big slide job there by Linder, coming off of 4 and got within a car length and a half of your leader, Jason Sowald, at the line. This one is over. And your winner is the 18 of Jason Sowald. In the second spot, the 22 of Garen Linder. In the third spot, the 8P of Jared Peterson. In the fourth spot, the 33 of Colton Heath. And in the fifth spot, the 91 of Chase Getz. Alright, race fans, and we're going to conclude this evening's racing with the feature, the A main for your Ford Focus Midgets. They hit the chalk, they get the green, and we're racing. And this is a good race. I think you're going to enjoy it. As they all complete the first circuit in the 7S, Russ Rankin is your leader. I'm not familiar with that blue car that's in the second spot, but I'm very familiar with that black number 11 that's currently in the third spot, Evan Marginson. Evan Marginson goes down low. He looks to get inside the blue car. Now he swings to the outside. Evan has driven midgets since he was about age 14 maybe, or age 16. And one of the things that Evan understands is Evan gets down underneath that blue car, moves into the second spot, is that momentum is a critical part of driving a midget, especially on a large 3/8 clay oval such as what Skagit is. Uncharacteristically, that's a mouthful. In this particular race, Tristan Thomas, although he's going to end up in a top 5 finish, is not up front. Normally we see Tristan frequently on the point, using that smooth driving technique of his. Has won many of these Ford Focus midget races, but in today's race, I'm not trying to spoil this for you, he's not going to get there. Meanwhile, Russ Rankin is your leader. Russ came out last year. Now, Russ is from the Midwest. I believe he's from the Indiana area. He came out last year for one race that I certainly saw a race, and he won that particular race in the Ford Focus Midget. This summer, Russ has come out here for the entire summer, and he will be running most of, if not all of, the Northwest Ford Northwest Ford Focus season. And Russ apparently doesn't have any rust from the off season as he continues to show the way. Now, this is going to be initially, as we watch this, maybe a little bit of a yawner as that blue car got back down into second place and got, he was running into the third place. And sorry I can't identify him, but we'll get down there for the final results. And anyway, it looks like Russ is just going to run away with this thing, but hang on to your hat because Evan Marginson is going to have something to say about this. One of the really cool things about this particular race is that these Ford Focus Midget drivers in this particular race, they go green to checkered with not a yellow. 25 laps of racing, not a wheel put wrong. So to the field, that is kudos. Good racing, good driving. Because right now we're watching up front as Marginson is beginning to slowly close in on Russ. A lot of the drivers are coming up onto that berm coming out of turn 4. About 2 years ago, Skagit put down a brand new track surface and they built that inside berm. And initially, when the track was first there, the berm was not as pronounced as it is now. That inside berm is well defined going into the third season on the new track surface. And you can see that Russ in the black 7S right there as we take a look at him going into turn 1 and 2. And there's Evan Marginson also in the black number 11. And ever so slowly, Evan begins to reel in Russ. And I'm not sure that Russ has any idea whatsoever that Marginson is that close. And now you can see Marginson is right on the back nerf bumper of Russ. And Russ may have a bit of a sensation that he's being challenged, and challenged hard. Evan Marginson, anywhere from 6 inches to 3 feet off the back of that nerf bumper. And one of the things that I really appreciate about this particular race is the way that both Rankin and Marginson are so skillfully working their way through traffic. Rankin and Marginson putting on a whale of a race as Marginson just gets within inches of that back nerf buffer of Rankin. Now the question, of course, is going to be now, Rankin gets a little pinch down. Marginson tried the high side but had to swing it back down to the low side, and this is over. And Marginson gave chase, a tremendous chase, just couldn't get it done. Your winner in the 7S was Russ Rankin. In the second spot, the 11 of Evan Marginson. In the third spot, the 21J of Ryan Cully. And in the fourth spot, the 9T of Tristan Thomas. So in the fifth spot, the 14 of Garrett Thomas. Good Ford Focus race.